Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Uh, yeah, Mark, Satish here.
Hi, Satish.
Uh, yeah, Owen seems to be stuck up somewhere. He's not replying our messages. So,
Okay.
shall we start off with the presentation? Probably he can join us in between.
Yes, let's go ahead because I have to leave here in about 40 minutes.
Oh, fine, Mark. Mark, firstly, I would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity and congratulate you on launching your book, Demystifying Communications Risk. I'm
Oh,
sure
thank you.
it'll help many people like us in the industry.
Thank you very much.
So, to start with, let me just show you the agenda. The objective of this meeting is I'll just give you a brief introduction about our company, our product, and I'll just run you through very briefly on our product capabilities. And lastly, we can discuss about our offerings and questions.
Okay.
Fine?
Thank
So,
you for that. Sounds great.
great. Uh, Fine. To start off with the company introduction, Mark, this company was started in 2008 as Heyday Software Solutions. So initially, we were into IT consulting and IT software development. But later on in the early 2011, our beloved CEO, he associated with some of his friends from the telecom industry, and he started off Vekomy Technologies with the main motive of coming up with a product which would cater the revenue assurance and the fraud management industry. So the vision of this of my company, Vekomy Technologies, is to lead the industry. When I say leading the industry, I do not mean having huge number of clients or generating billions of dollars of revenue. By leading the industry, I mean leading by the credibility that I develop with my clients, the goodwill and the credibility that I develop with our clients. And how we do it is just by going beyond the client's expectations. That is our core team for you. Mark, he is Chandrasekhar Reddy, our CEO. Chakradhar, our CEO. Pavan, who is our product head. Satish Tumala, who is our chief technology officer. And yeah, that handsome guy over here is me, Satish.
Aha.
So,
Okay.
that is our core team for you. And in a nutshell, we are around 40 plus professionals, and we're currently operating in India and Sri Lanka. Like I've already told you, our main focus has always been revenue assurance and fraud management systems and business intelligence, which goes along with it. And our main services is product and application development. We have a very strong testing team and the business intelligence enterprise solutions team. We also have a team which gives managed services and which has the good amount of competency in migrating projects, migration projects. By migration projects, I mean migrating your legacy systems to a new technology or an advanced technology, or upgrading your legacy system to a preferred technology. We are still associated with Heyday Software Solutions because eventually it got merged with Vekomy Technologies.
Okay.
These are some of our telecom clients and partners. Currently, we are giving RA services to the biggest service provider in Sri Lanka, that is Dialog, which is
Mhm.
a subsidiary of Axiata Group. And then we have started our implementation in Lankaville very recently. Asaf Telecommunication Services and TeleOS are our channel partners in Brunei, Darussalam, and Sri Lanka, respectively. These are, in other words, these are the guys who are helping us bridging the gap with our clients in Sri Lanka or Brunei, Darussalam. So
Okay.
coming to the next part of the presentation, I would like to just give you a brief introduction about our product. But before getting into the nitty-gritties of what our product is, you know it, Mark, that the best products in the world are not only built upon the best processes or technologies, but it is built upon an amazing team which has the experience and capabilities to build that product.
Yeah.
I'm proud to have a team which has around 10 years of average domain expertise. They have worked with global giant operators like MTN or Celltel or Mtel, AT&T. They've worked across, they've got the global exposure, and they've got the in-depth knowledge of life cycle systems, various processes involved from switch to bill and thereafter. And like I've already told you, they're very good with migrations and upgradations. In all, I call our guys these guys are Kaizen in technologies and domain expertise. Kaizen is a word which is usually associated with the latest technologies and continuous improvement. So having these trends, I just want to showcase also what are the fields they have their experience in. They have these people, my people, they have got experience in revenue assurance, fraud management. You take mediation or KPI and recons, reports, dashboards, rating assurance, or you take prepaid and postpaid charging systems, provisioning systems, or partner registrations and agreements, dispute management, or interfacing with the network elements and systems. So they have, in other words, they have an end-to-end exposure in the telecom telecom service provider industry. So once I have the team and I know what is it they're capable of, then what we did was to jot down all the challenges that the current service providers are facing. So when it comes to challenges, you must be pretty much aware that the current solutions in the market are giving, most of the solutions are static. They do not have solutions to issues that are very dynamic in nature. And the revenue assurance and fraud management system is very dynamic because of the changing networks or systems. You have the switches or the technologies changing. In some countries, the telecom regulations keep changing very frequently. Then with these, along with this, you also have long implementation cycles. And people, they like to have reports and various analytics on the fly. So that is one challenge most of the solutions are facing. Then you have the usual upfront costs or huge change request turnaround times. You have scalability and availability issues. So, and last but not the least, the maintenance and support. You have an amazing solution, but the implementation and all goes well, but in the end, once the maintenance and support does not go well, that is where most of the solutions in the market, they fall short of the expectations. So looking at all these technologies, we have come up with a product called Optimer. Optimer, we have coined this term keeping in mind optimization. So this product helps in optimizing the revenue leakages and fraud management systems. So some of the highlights of this product is we have completely used open source technologies. We have not used any licensed software over here. So every technology or every software that has been used is an open source technology. So you do not have any initial license costs involved. Okay, and along with that, we have used the latest UI technologies like HTML5 or CSS3, which gives you a very rich appearance, easy navigation, and a user-friendly feeling. This Software can be used on any software, any operating system across the world. So it is compatible with any operating system. We have not used any native servers. By native servers, I mean we have not used servers like WebSphere for application or web servers. We have used very light servers like Apache Camel, so that you do not require this software does not require any registries. You can avoid the complexity of using a software and save your runtime, and also increase the speed simultaneously. So all in all, the request to response time is reduced drastically over here. This system can also be used remotely, and it can be operated from anywhere. You can get connected, so you don't have to use a UI to start a process. And I've already told you, we have used the latest technologies, keeping in mind that we don't have to upgrade it or go to the next version for at least the next 3 years. We have tested this on a private cloud environment, so it's cloud compatible, and we can it is mobile enabled, so we can use it on our smartphones.
Okay.
Coming to the features of this product. So these are some of the basic features where you can read the original data and transform it into our format. And we have dynamic workflows, dynamic KPI creations, and where you have solutions in the market which can only do two KPI sources at a time. We have a system which can do multiple KPI executions simultaneously. Then we can drill down and analyze the data. We have dynamic reporting structure. So we have tried to minimize the human intervention by using the schedulers and the reports or alarms, and the dashboards are created completely according to user level, where any user, according to his roles and responsibilities, he can view the dashboard. So that is how we have created our all the features in Optimer. So everything, you have the process management or the admin and user management. You have we have very good gap analysis features. So these are some of the features that we have in revenue assurance. When it comes to fraud detections, we provide solutions to various frauds like telephony or IP payment, or provide various analysis and reports and alarms and alerts. I know that fraud these days, fraud is one area which is developing on a day-to-day basis. Because I come up with some potential fraud detection today, and tomorrow you have a better thing. So these guys are really smart these days. So we have developed this system in such a way where the rules and alarms can be configured, and they can be set according to the preferences of the user. So, and these alarms can be modified or configured at any point of time to suit the fraud scenarios. So while processing the data itself, we can have an effective fraud analysis and detection. We have correlation engines, and which looks into the various aspects of the data. So this is how we have our fraud detection mechanism in our system. So let me get to the main topic, which is a product demo. Mark, I will just run you through the product demo, because I know you have a very limited time over here. So let me just show how the product looks like at the outset and what are the kind of features we have. Though it's a demo system, I can show you everything that we have in our original system. So shall we start off?
Please do.
So this is how the system looks once you log in. So this is the login screen. You have a username and password. You cannot log in into the solution without a authentic username and password. I'll be using admin so that I can show you all the features. Yeah, this is how the landing screen would be marked. You have your dashboards, your mediation, rating, recon, you have your reports, admin, users, and you have the alerts and alarms. So this is how the landing screen would be. And let us start off with users, because you have to create the users and the user groups and give them privileges for anyone to use the system. So this is where we create the user groups first. So if there is an RA group, I create an RA group. If I have to create a CXS group, it can be created over here. I just need to give the group name and save it, and I'll be able to view it over here. Then we give the privileges over here. So what are the kind of privileges you want to assign to each group? So when it comes to dashboard, is it only view, execute, or create, modify, delete? So you can give all the privileges over here. So you come back to users, and if you want to assign someone against each group, you can add a user over here. You just have to give the username and password and select a group, and you can save it. So all the privileges against that particular group is goes to the user. So
Okay.
he'll be able to use it accordingly. So then you have the admin screen, where here you set the headers. You set up the mediation, rating, and recon headers. I mean, all the default values, variables, lookups will be set up over here. You can just give in a variable name or a lookup variable, and you can save it, and all the headers will be set over here. You have an option called server monitor, which gives you the health of the solution, wherein what are the servers that are running. If there is any issue with any of the servers, it will be mentioned in the status itself over here. Then you have the customer masters, where you have each and every customer details, whether it's the customer ID, number, or details, plan ID, where when it started, all the details of the customers. It's more of a database of all the customers, which is stored over here. Then let me take you to the mediation part. Okay, this is, I can say this is the backbone of the solution, because most of the revenue assurance activities starts with the mediation process. So this helps you design and configure your this screen over here. It helps you design and configure your network elements. You can select the source, and you can select the switch or the vendor over here. You can give the business description of the vendor, the source, and the line of business, and you save it over here. You'll be able to view your mediation source list here. So once I create the mediation source list, I have to create the CDR header list. So I can go over here. I can see you have, see when a CDR comes from for mediation, you have around 300 fields in that, and you know that most of the fields are not useful when it comes to an RA solution. So what we do over here is we can see what are the CDR headers that we require, and we can change the CDR headers. You can go over here, you can select what are the CDR headers you require and what you don't require, and you can click on OK, so that you'll only be able to see the CDR headers that you want to see. Then okay, now you have the CDR headers configured. Now you have, when it comes to output, you don't have to see all the 50-60 headers that you have selected. You just need, for this output, I don't need all these headers, so I just need some of them. So you can configure those output headers over here. So if you just want some of the headers, you don't want all of them, you can go over there, click your source name and the output header name. Let me just show you how it works. So you'll get all the CDI headers over here. Just select the ones that you want to just want the output and click on them, and you can send them to the right hand side. So you'll be only able to see these particular header labels in the output.
Excuse me. Yes.
So once we have the headers configured, we can go directly to FTP configuration. So where do we get all the data from? So we have
Just a quick question on the configuration of output headers.
Yep.
So retrospectively, if I'm looking at alarms and cases, I'm drilling down to CDRs, I get the output headers, and I then decide that actually it would have been good to have had one additional header. Can I bring that in, or do I need to run the process again and run the data again?
No, you have these options available at each and every level, so that you don't have to come back to the screen again.
But does it apply to alarms and cases that I have already generated, or do I have to run those again in order to get those new headers into the old alarms and cases?
Yeah, when it comes to alarms and cases, at this point of time, you'll have to probably come back over here again and configure it over here.
Rerun, okay.
So, so FTP configuration is, this is the place where you create all the FTP configurations so that you can pull the data for mediation. So pulling the data from the client server, all the configurations is done over here. And then you have Optimer path configurations. So this is the place where I give my Optimer path and save it, so that whenever I pull the data, it will be saved in this path. So once I configure my FTP and Optimer paths, I go over here, which is called source configuration, and I start the mediation. So you have all the sources that you have configured over here, and these are the sources which where the mediation is already completed, or there are some sources which wherein it is scheduled for a later point of time. So if you have to start it, you can just click on start over here. You have the mediation, you have that particular data coming up, wherein you have the date, the source names, and you have a mediation audit option, wherein you can check your how the mediation happened, what was the data before mediation, and how the data came out after mediation. So you have this option. Then you have an option where you can pick up the data locally or from the FTP, or pick up from FTP and store it in a local database, local server, and then do the mediation. This is what which helps us doing that. Then the other details of the source are given over here. One more unique feature is we can start the rating simultaneously along with the mediation. So you have an option where you can click over here and check when do you want the rating to start. You want the rating to start from the very first record that got mediated. You just leave it at 0 minutes, and as soon as the first record gets mediated, the rating will start automatically. So this is where this is one of the unique features. So once you click on start, you have this option wherein you'll get the mediation has started. So you have an option where you'll get the RSS feed, which keeps running of all the functionalities that are the functionalities that is running currently. So you have a MSC Hawaii performing mediation over here. So that is this RSS feed gives you it's more of a ready reckoner to check what are the functionalities that are currently running in the system. So once the mediation is over, what do? We have to configure the KPIs, and the we have to take care of the recon. So we go to the screen. You can configure your KPIs over here. So you click on this option. If you this system has a very intelligent factor, where if there is any configuration that is not found, it will divert you to the screen where you can configure it again. For example, here I don't have an initial configuration found, so I click on OK, and it will divert to the screen where I can again configure that particular KPI. So coming to the recon screen, so this is where the KPIs are configured. So once you configure, you'll find the selected fields. Let me just show you. So if you want to configure for postpaid, Missy Hawaii, you'll give a title and you'll save it over here. One sec. So once you save it, it'll take you to the screen which shows you all the measurements. So you can select all the measurements that you want for this KPI and click on next so that the KPI configuration takes place. So once the KPI configuration happens, you have the execute KPI option where you have a single source where you can just select a revenue stream and you can, since I do not have any KPIs configured correctly, currently I'm getting that screen, but yeah, you have some over here which will show you what are the KPIs that are ready to get executed. So these are the KPIs that are ready to get executed. This is a single source KPI. Similarly, you have dual source where you can just click on, let me just show you one. Let me just select the date on which, against which I need the data. I click on save. This is how it looks, the dual source KPI. So this is, you can just match the data over here. So you can see if there is any discrepancies and you can do the recon over here. So similarly, one more feature, very unique feature that we have is multiple source KPIs, where you can just click on one of the KPIs, select multiple sources or against which you want to do the KPI execution, select the date, and yeah, once you save, it'll show you all the dimensions and measurements, whether this is correct. If you want to edit it, you can edit it over here. So if you're fine with it, you can just click on start, and this is how it looks. Since we do not, this is a demo laptop, we do not have much data over here, but this is how you can do multiple KPI execution. If you want to do recon, you can start the recon over here by clicking on this option. Then you can just, if you want to export this into a printable format like PDF or any other format, you can do it from here itself. So all the KPIs or the recon that we have executed is stored over here. So everything that you have executed, you can see it in the KPI analysis. So that is how KPI, the recon and the KPI works. So once in between, if you want to see what are the various reports that needs to be that can be generated. So this is the reports option where you can see there are various reports. You have fluctuation report, you have area-wise report. Mark, at any point of time, if you want to interrupt me, you can you can please do that.
It's okay. I'm taking notes, and I have a list of questions for the after the demo.
Okay, fine. Sounds good. So you have standard reports where you can generate any kind of, we have considered almost all the scenarios over here. Anything left out can be easily configured. So if you want to see a call-wise report, you can just click on the source name, service type, and let me take an origination call. Then we can give on a date. So calling number and call number is not mandatory. So once I click on show, so this will generate the report that I'm looking out for. This is how it looks. It is downloadable in PDF and CSV formats, and it can be printed directly from here. So see, the same thing applies for various other reports like the leakage reports or ad hoc reports. So that is reports for you. Then let's get to rating. So rating, this is one area where we have considered almost all these scenarios, and if there is anything that you have holidays or countries, you have the countries, you have cities. So here you can configure all the rating setup. So once the rating setup is configured, you can configure the tariff plans over here. You have the subscriber tariff plans, you have the partner tariff plans, you have roaming tariff plans. So everything, all the tariff plans can be, all the data of the tariff plans can be entered. You also have roaming for your roaming partners and your local partners, international partners. All the tariff plans can be configured and saved over here. Then you have an option to save your customer partner profiles also. So you can just give in the country, the state, the call type, and the tariff codes, and you can save it. So you can save your partner profiles also over here. Coming to rating execution, you can, since we do not have any, we do not configure anything, it's we're getting this, but if you want to configure anything, you can just select it over here, and you can select the name and tariff code. You can give in the start date and end date, and you'll the rating will be executed against this source. So the same applies to partner rating and roaming tap rating. You can just add in the source and the roaming partner details and all the details, and you can execute the rating over here. So coming back to the home screen, after rating, I would like to show you the dashboards. So this is one of the feature where at any point of time you want to see what are the various functionalities that are happening in the solution, whether it's the mediation what is happening, or in rating what is happening, or when it comes to alerts or alarms or schedules, what are the alerts that have been generated. This is a dashboard which gives you the current and the most latest data of whether it's the functionalities that are running, or the alerts and alarms, or the scheduled tasks, or if there are any issues that have been raised. So all the issues can be seen over here. Again, this is user specific, so it depends on the kind of privileges given to the user. He'll be able to see his dashboards. So once the dashboards are over, let me just show you the alerts and alarms pages. So this is where you create all the alerts. All the alerts are created. So, and if there is anything where you just want you want an alert to come up whenever there is a discrepancy in CDR data, then you'll get an alerts. It can be scheduled. You can configure all the alerts according to your preference over here. The same thing applies to alarms also. You can type in an alarm name, and given the functionality against which you meet the alarm. And the best part in alarms or alerts or schedules is you'll get a message or an SMS. You can just click on the SMS or email option, and you are anywhere, you'll get an SMS or an email saying that, okay, this is where something is happening. This is an alarm generated because of so and so reason, so please attend to it. So that is how the solution has been designed, so that even though you are not present at the system, you'll be getting an alarm. This most of the fraud management system this helps mostly in the fraud management system, where you can just tell that, okay, if there is some SIM cloning activity where the same IMSI number is being used by some other tower, then I need an alarm. So you can just configure it over here, and you'll get the alarm accordingly. Similarly, you have schedulers where you can schedule your mediation activities to happen at a future point of time, rating activities. Then you have issue tracker, where you can just log in any of your issues. Whom do you want to assign? So I have an issue with the leakage, so I want to send it to the leakage department, so from the fraud management department. So I can just assign it over here, set the priority, and the status can be set over here, and give the description and save it, and that will be going to that particular person whom we've assigned it to. So this is one of the all in all, you'll find the system to be very dynamic in nature. It is very flexible to be used, and you can have your own permutations and combinations when it comes to giving your configuration. You'll not believe an amateur or layman like me. I'm a complete non-technical guy, and you'll not believe I've learned at least how to navigate and use the system in 2 days. So
Okay.
that is how it works, Mark. So that is about the product demo. So coming back to our agenda, I would like to just take you through the offerings that we have currently. This is one of the best part. Yeah.
I was gonna say, before we do that, because time is a little bit tight, and I do have some questions on the demo.
Okay.
So maybe I could just run through those questions first, and then we see how we are. Because I think the licensing discussion is something we can take, if necessary, later. But first, I'd like to understand the product fully.
Fine, Mark. Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. So thank you. So data storage, you mentioned that you can drill down to CDR level, and I saw that you have customer information also stored in the system. What sort of volumes of data storage are you looking at? Is it unlimited, or what does your configuration allow?
Yeah, we are looking at unlimited data storage. We actually have some slides for the product architecture also, where so we are looking at a minimum of 5 servers, wherein one server will be dedicated for web activities and one server for database, and we'll have 3 different servers where we can keep data storage up to so based on the server capacity.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for that. On the, I mean, we'll look at this in more detail, obviously, going forward. I just want to get initial feel.
That's correct. Yeah.
In terms of the fraud alarm creation and scoring, I didn't notice an area for configuring the fraud alarms. I saw the reconciliations and reports, but how are you handling fraud alarms?
As we have the way we can create alarms and alerts. So when we are processing the mediation data, or when we are doing rating analysis, so what we can do is we can configure several conditions. Those screens are self-explanatory, and if we know as mentioned, as Satish has mentioned, we have the way to configure CDR headers. So out of those CDR headers, we know that how many CDR fields which we are going to save in the system. Based on each field, we can configure several alerts and alarms. So during once maybe if you have some several scenarios where you want to detect say for example, if there is a call which is there are some cases where the calls should be disconnected within 3 minutes or say 10 minutes, but it didn't happen, and the call got continued beyond 10 minutes, and my billing system is not going to respect that CDR. So that we can say as a leakage or a fraud, something which is happening, and so what we can do is we can detect that one. So if you give us the live feed, then our system has the ability to pick the mediation so there is a place where we have a schedulers. The schedulers are a volume based scheduler, time based schedulers, and live schedulers also. So we can directly
Okay.
pick your data, and we also have a rating process attached with the mediation, so we can quickly do
Yes, I
the
saw that.
rating. Yeah, so we can quickly do the rating and detect the frauds and alarms. So
Okay.
as of now, what I showed you is the data coming from a static system. If you
Hmm.
give us access to a live system, we can even talk to your probes and directly pick the data from the probes and give you the fraud alerts.
Yes, I understand that. But is it true to say that the actual configuration of the fraud alarms is something that you're maybe waiting for a bit more customer input or consulting input on what exactly those alarm
Correct.
conditions should be?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, that was
So
my
right
feeling.
now we are giving implementation to one of our customer called Lanka
Hmm.
Bell, which is in Sri Lanka, and
Hmm.
our team, which is already present in Lanka Bell, they are
Hmm.
already configuring the system. Maybe like in couple of days, we can even demonstrate you that fraud related stuff also.
Sure. Okay, what about aggregation of data? So, for example, if I want to aggregate all activity at account level, let's say one account has 25 handsets, and I want to aggregate it at account level in order to look at the total pattern of usage across the account. Is that supported?
Yes, you can configure the KPI as you want.
Okay.
The
And can
the
I aggregate not
KPI.
just the statistics, but aggregate the data as well, so I have a complete set of CDRs for that aggregated
Yeah, yeah.
account?
Our system is flexible enough. Once
Yeah.
we can even like at the system configuration level, we have enabled as we mentioned, we are using very lightweight servers. So our
Yeah.
systems are very lightweight. They don't require like a huge time to stop and start. And
Yeah.
even like when the system is in runtime mode, you can add some patches or add a new functionality, push it to the server and get the server going up. So that
Okay.
way, so even like if you feel like you need some changes in the aggregation, because there is a change of because the data is dynamic. The
Okay.
scenarios you might have realized that we have not taken care of some scenarios. No problem. We have a way to extend the processes or improve the processes and upload the process to the system and get going from there.
Okay.
We even
Understood.
have an ability to overwrite the data, merge the data.
Yeah. Okay, what about case management and decision support functions? How does the user take the cases or the alarms that have been created and hold them, work on them, make decisions, make notes, link them to other cases,
Yeah,
develop a basis
so
for statistical
we
analysis
don't
and feedback loops and so on?
currently, yeah, we don't currently have like a very enhanced case management. What we have is a basic case management in terms of issue tracker.
Yeah.
So what we are thinking, our agenda is like when once we go for implementation, based on each customer's requirement, during that implementation phase, we will be doing that case management and
Mm.
linking of each systems.
Okay, it could be good to have a generic case management capability as part of the system. When I look at your landing page, for example, I could see where a case management button would fit very
Yeah,
nicely. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
As we said some time back. So if, for example, we are say one customer has taken one license agreement, and if we feel like there is some generic functionality which some customer has suggested to us, and we have implemented those things, we'll automatically upgrade those functionalities into your system as well.
okay. Any support for any sort of linkage analysis, or would you interface with a third-party tool for that purpose? So I want to link cell sites to customer address or customer name sounds like, or anything like that.
No, we don't have as of now, but we can take care of those things.
Oh, sure, I can see that. I can see that it's possible. I'm just asking if you have it now. Yeah.
No, we
And
don't have.
what about links to geographic mapping tools, maybe Google Maps,
No, we
other?
don't have geo mapping tools also.
Okay, but you have the latitude, longitude of the cell site. you could have a table of that, for example,
Correct, correct,
from the
correct.
operator. Okay, and then link that way. Okay, because it's
Correct,
a HTML interface, so you should be able to do all that.
correct.
And then any plans for any kind of scenario-based analysis? So, for example, as a fraud investigator, I might want to say, I have a case that might look like this. There might be a customer whose account age is less than this value. Their spend is greater than that value. They're using these cell sites. They are doing more than this volume of this type of traffic. Their upload and download ratio looks like this. You know, now go and find all the customers who look like that. Is there any capability along those lines?
Yeah, we can see like the dashboards which we have are very basic dashboards. So whatever you are talking now, like either it is a geo analysis showing up in terms of maps or in terms of the graphs which you are talking, like the customer based
Yeah,
graphs. So our dashboards have that capability. You can have like those mini square box widgets which we have, like you can add any number of widgets there, and each
yeah,
widget you can encapsulate and make it to present the data in any format. Either it could
yeah.
be graphical format, chart format, the maps. It could be anything.
Yeah, because what I'd like
We
to
can.
do is when I do all the work and I find one fraud case, or even one
Mhm,
leakage case, actually,
mhm, mhm.
I would like to say to the system, I want to find everything that in a fuzzy way, okay, looks like this case,
Correct. I
right? Rather
understand.
than investigating all the new cases separately, I would like to just go and find 20 other cases that look like this case, and then I can very quickly prioritize those and act on them.
Yeah, I understand. So I understand your point. So during implementation phase, what we will do is we will develop several widgets. You can those widgets, like you can even like drag and drop those widgets onto the dashboard, and even
Yes.
save your dashboard also the way you want.
Okay. Another idea I have that I think your system could support, I've suggested it to other clients, but their systems aren't as flexible. Right? When you talk about drag and drop, it's to actually present a schematic of the main nodes in the operator's network, the relevant nodes for revenue assurance, for example, and to do reconciliations between multiple sources by simply dragging and dropping or clicking on the nodes and drawing a line between them. You must have seen these features in some of the service modeling applications. Um, and I think that would be very powerful for revenue assurance. And I can see where your system should probably support that kind of approach as well.
Sure.
So, okay, so those are my main questions and sort of comments just from the initial demo. We have about 5 minutes before I have to leave. What do you want to prioritize now? Do you want to talk about licensing and service options, or do you want to talk about how we could perhaps work together?
Uh, 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 yeah, probably we can just tell you what the offerings are, and
Okay.
probably at the next level we can talk about what how we can work together.
Okay, so we think about it and set up another call.
One
I
quick
think that
question,
would be.
Mark. I have one
Yeah.
quick question. Do you already have a system working at your end? No, right?
Sorry, do I have
Do,
a system?
yeah.
No, no,
I
we
just.
are a consulting and training firm. So we have we work with clients who are operators. We're not an operator.
Okay.
So and
Yeah, yeah.
we don't have our own we're not selling a system, and we don't have a partnership with anybody.
Yeah, Mark. Satish joined in late, so probably he was
Oh, no
not
problem.
updated about it. I'm sorry about that.
No problem at all. The only
Yeah.
technology we have is a system that's looking at social media messages,
Mm-hmm.
which
Fine.
is very similar
Mark.
conceptually, but not competing with your system.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. So, Mark, since you have just 5 minutes of your time, so let me just tell you one thing. When it comes to offerings, we are very flexible. See, though I have some offerings on paper in front of you over here, like whether it's the license model or the SAS model. Uh, One thing about our company is we are ready to get into a situation where if it works out in a win-win situation, we don't mind deviating from these offerings. So that is one thing I really want to highlight over here. So other than that, when it comes to licensing model, we have various kinds of models where you can say product-based model where we can license them, we can give them the software depending upon the number of subscriber base, say from 5 to $10 million, sorry, 5 to 10 million customers, one kind of license, and 10 to 15 other kind of license. So that is one of our licensing models. Other than that, we can, if they say, Satish, I don't want VAS or prepaid. I have more of postpaid customers. I just need postpaid services. So we can also give them a postpaid based license. So similarly, it applies to module-based license also, where he says, hey, I just need mediation module. I don't need the rating and the other parts. So we can give them the module-based license. So in other words, I can say one thing about the solution is it can be broken into various pieces and it can be used as a plug-and-play model. So if there is one module which is given to the client, so he need not take all the modules and just keep the other modules without using and use the only module that he wants to use. So he can take only the module or the revenue stream that he wants to use or he finds more worthy about. So that is the licensing model for you. So when it comes to SaaS, which is software as a service, so the client says, hey, I just don't want all these headaches. You just come over, give me the services and charge me, whether it's a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, or on a quarterly basis. That thing can be worked out. So even this software we can give it as a service to the client. So it can, like if tomorrow some client says that I'll give you all the hardware required and I'll give you the location. You just come, get your people and implement the software. We don't mind doing that. So we can give a pricing based on the ownership also. So apart from these two models, one area that we have particularly concentrated upon is the support. We have seen that most of these systems or the solutions, they do amazingly well, but when it comes to support, somehow they do not tend to reach the client expectations. So this is one area which we have really dedicated our time, and we have created a very perfect on-site offshore model, or you can say the escalation mechanism, or the team structure, the team member, project lead, and the project manager ratio, you name it. When it comes to support, we have taken the utmost care and seen to it that we have dedicated teams who are exclusively working on that particular client. So for example, I have Lanka Bill that is getting implemented over there. I have a dedicated team who will not be working on anything else. They can come, the client can give a surprise check at any point of time, and he'll not find the offshore team to be working on anything else except their system. So that is how we have modeled our product offering, Mark. So when it comes to service offerings, we can work on an hourly billing rate, which is time and material, or we can work on milestone based billing, where we can set up benchmarks and milestones, and once that milestone is reached, we can bill the client accordingly. Or if the client says that I want to go ahead with a BOT model, which is build, operate, transfer, you build the product, you take care of the operations and implementation, and then you transfer it to my guys over here, do the knowledge transfer and leave. We don't mind doing that either. Or if the client says, I need a dedicated offshore development center or an on-site development center, we can do that also, where we can take an office space dedicated for them on the on-site. Offshore anyway, we have our own campus. So we can have an exclusive team and a development facility working for them alone. So other than that, the fixed bid. We can work out on a project-based model also, where we can work out a deal where we can once the project is over, we can take care of the billing. It depends on the agreements that we have. But bottom line is, before I end, I would like to tell.
Hello? 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 Satish? Satish? Hello?
Hello. Hello, Mark. Can you hear me?